Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to go over the top 5 items that I want to see in the Elder Scrolls Online, and I think that they're going to be really good for quality of life in Elder Scrolls, okay? So these are probably going to be sort of crown based items, so things you expect to pay crowns for, or at least edits to some of the crown store items we already have, okay? Make them a little bit better. So the first thing I want to talk about is getting access to guild banks from the banker. So everyone knows we have bankers, it's quite nice. You can go and you can, get all your stuff from the bank, but that's about it. So obviously if you go to any banker in any location, you're able to access your 5 guild stores. So one of the big changes I'd like to see is actually be able to access your guild stores from your banker, because obviously you pay like 5,000 crowns for this thing, so it's not necessarily cheap. You can access your bank, it's nice, you can get your money, you can transfer items across. But it'll also be really nice if you're in a trial and you had a full inventory, that you could just go and go put a motif up, or you can put up a piece of armor you've got dropped whenever you're doing world bosses, something like this, I think it would just really improve the game, and it would just really make, going into dungeons a lot easier, and make going into trials a lot easier, and make, doing like Maelstrom Arena a lot easier. Just based on the fact that, maybe you go in there and you don't have all your food runs out, you have nothing left in your inventory. You've got to leave that trial, you got to leave Maelstrom, you got to leave, okay? It's going to ruin your score, it's going to ruin everything. Same thing if you don't have potions, things like that. If you don't have repair kits, you got to leave. So I think that just making your banker being able to access your 5 guild stores is really good. And I think that's a change that everyone probably wants to see, not just me. And then you also have the benefit is if you're a little trader and you like to collect things, you can go on your farming routes, whatever. Say you're farming chests, you get a full inventory, you can list all your stuff, fill up your slots. Don't have to travel anywhere, you keep farming. It's going to be really nice for the flow of things as well, for just sort of less serious players. People just trying to open chests and stuff. It's going to make your life a lot nicer, and it will just really benefit anyone who does a lot of trading and doesn't want to, go between all the cities to list an item every time they get one. So the second item, or change the item, is to be able to actually repair your armor at a merchant. So at the moment, merchants, you can sell stuff, you can buy your stuff back, and that's it. If you go to basically any other merchant in the world, they'll basically allow you to repair any piece of armor that you want. So I think that's a really valuable thing. Again, we're paying 5,000 crowns for this merchant, and we're not able to repair our armor at it. We're allowed to repair your armor at any other merchant, even merchants in trials at the start. There tends to be a merchant that will repair your armor for you. So say you're in the middle of a trial, middle of a dungeon, don't have any repair kits, you don't want to travel out, don't want to have to leave everyone and then catch up again, and everyone's waiting for you. So you just want to be able to sort of whip out your merchant and repair your armor there. That would be quite nice. Obviously a downside to this would be repair kits would be less commonly used, but I mean there's a lot of players who don't have a merchant. You can use repair kits are still fine, and if you're in combat you can use a merchant, but you can use a repair kit. There's a benefit there. So I don't think it would completely kill the repair kit, but I think it would be a really nice change if people want to see that. Okay, so the third item again is along the lines of the banker and the merchant. So I know there's a feature on PC basically where you can see every single item on all your characters' inventories. You can't do that on consoles, and you can't do that without adding the mod on PC. So I think it would be really, really nice if we could just get a NPC, sort of like the banker or the merchant, who can basically allow you to see the inventories of all of your characters. So say you have 18 characters and you've got, a Mother Star staff somewhere that you need to get. No idea what character it's on. You've got 18 characters you got to check through. It's going to be a long process and everyone hates that, and it's just really inconvenient. But what would be really nice is that if you could have that NPC, you could pull him out and be like, oh, he's on my Nightblade, 15 characters in, and you can see it's there. You can go, oh, please bring this to me. And it could also cost you some gold to get it. You could be 1k per item, something like that, a little bit less. And he could bring the items from you from that character to your current character's inventory. I think that'd be quite nice, especially again if you're in trials, if you're in dungeons, anything like that. Say you're the last boss of a trial, you need to get a staff of a dead you can enchant on it. Don't have that, staff's on a different character, you can just send your little errand guy over and get it. He'll bring it to you for a K, whatever. It's helping the economy because money's disappearing, and it's also helping you because you're the last boss of a trial and you're going to look like an idiot if you don't have your correct stuff. So it's just a nice item I think everyone would like, and I personally really like to see that. Okay, so the fourth thing we really want to see is a portable deconstruction station. So I don't know if you guys feel the same, but for me personally, I really hate selling stuff to the merchant when I know it's worth more deconstructed. So the main thing for me would be whenever I'm doing trials or dungeons and I'm picking up, blue jewelry or green jewelry, whatever. I know that this jewelry is worth about a K a piece, if on console anyway, it might be different on PC. But it's about a K a piece for a piece of blue jewelry if you get the dust from it. So the fact that I'm selling these for 50 coins to a merchant is really upsetting. Whenever I could whip out a portable deconstruction station. and have max, deconstruction abilities on all my skill line. So I could be pulling that out, and then I could be getting the dust, I could be getting, the platinum, whatever, building up my resource stacks as I'm going through dungeons. Just really, make it more worthwhile from a crafting standpoint and a resource gathering standpoint to do actual PvE content. There's probably a lot of crafters on the game who don't really do PvE because they're like, well, I'm gonna get all this money, make items, sell the items, things like that. Give them a reason to sort of go into PvE a bit more because they can get a lot of drops, deconstruct them on the spot, and that'd be quite nice. So obviously these items you could just, travel out and deconstruct them, but that's inconvenient. Especially when you consider, you're in a trial, you're in a dungeon, you're almost finished, you don't want to travel out. And then if your inventory's full, say you got dropped, you've got a couple of blue rings, couple of, arm pieces, whatever you want to deconstruct for the trait materials, there's like upgrade materials. You just want to get the raw mats, and you can't do it because, to pick up the stuff that's on the floor, you're going to have to just sell the stuff you have or destroy it to a merchant. And you don't want to do that. So I think the portable deconstruction station would be really good just for making everyone a little bit extra money generally whenever they're doing any PvE content. And it's also just convenient for emptying your inventory whenever it's full. And you don't have to like waste it on a merchant when you know what you have is worth 10. Okay, and then the last item that we want to talk about here is actually going to be a portable skill respec station. So again, a lot of times where you're in dungeons, you're in trials, whatever, for example, if you're in like VHuff and you're meant to be interrupting, or VAS, you're meant to be interrupting, and you forgot to, morph your crushing shock so you can interrupt things. It's really inconvenient because you got to travel out, go all the way to like Eldenroot, go to the shrine, pay to respec, and then travel all the way back in, catch up to everyone. It's really inconvenient, really annoying, and just wastes a lot of time in general. I know people probably pay 5k crowns for this, same as the banker and the merchant. I don't know, just would be really quite nice. It would also probably bring a different element to trials and dungeons because people can potentially remorph their skills or change what skills they have during a trial, whatever like that. So it could be quite nice. For example, VHuff, you interrupt the first boss, you interrupt the spears, don't need to interrupt again. You could switch that to force balls, so it'd be quite nice. So those are the top 5 items or item changes I think that they should make to the sort of crown story sort of aspect of items in Elder Scrolls. I know I 100% would want that banker thing to happen, where I could just access my guild stores from my banker. There's a lot of time where I just want to be like, oh, I want to change the price of this, I want to list something now, and I've got to like, travel all the way to like Reaper's March and then go to a bank, whatever. Takes the piss sometimes depending on where you are, especially if you're wanting to do a trial or continue doing what you're doing. It really just takes you out of the way. So anyway guys, that's my top 5 list. If you can think of another item that'd be really cool, leave it in the comments below. You can just talk about it. I don't know, I don't think of everything. I'm sure you guys have some good ideas, so you can let me know in the comments there. And anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.